Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our daily get together. Our daily get together. I keep saying that. It's just a bad habit. Our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines, things that are going on in our city, in our state, in our country. We take a look at questions, ideas, comments, suggestions, anything we can get our hands on to improve the quality of our lives, to connect more deeply with Puerto Vallarta, the city that we call home, as a community of English speaking locals. As always, it is a pleasure to get together with you. Today is Mother's Day. It's May the 10th. This is the day in which we celebrate Mother's Day here in Mexico. I think it is celebrated, it was celebrated yesterday north of the border, but today is Mexican Mother's Day. It's also a very smoky morning. We've had a air quality warning going on because of some fires. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the latest numbers from Governor Enrique Alfaro, and I might as well crush your expectations. Right now, there is no information yet available for vaccines going from 50 to 59. So I'm bummed out. I thought that the announcement would be made today. It has not been announced. Nothing has been announced, and maybe something will be announced during the daytime for vaccines to be distributed tomorrow. But again, to say that something will happen would be to speculate, and we're not going to do that today. Aside from fire warnings and COVID numbers, we have a couple of other interesting news items, some things that have to do with street closings, and the first hurricane of the season is here. So we are going to dive through all of that, then we're going to have our chit-chat section at the end, so stick around. It should be a good show. Whoops. We start today with the latest information from our Governor Enrique Alfaro regarding COVID numbers here in Puerto Vallarta. In the state of Jalisco, and of course in Puerto Vallarta. This is what Governor Alfaro had to say in the Jalisco COVID-19 indicators for this week. We see that our occupancy in hospital occupancy is barely 7.3%, and intensive care units is at 12.5%. The occupancy in general beds, in hospital beds in all the regions of Jalisco, is lower than 9.1%. That is a lower number than last week. And the positivity of Radar Jalisco went down to 5.1, which is that only 5.1% of the people that get tested through the official channel in the state test positive. Only 5 out of 100. In addition, yesterday we concluded the special vaccination campaign against COVID-19 for 1,262 seniors that live in the Huixaritari communities in the northern region of Jalisco. This would be the Huichol communities. This is very good news because these inhabitants usually don't leave their environment and they're difficult to get to. The governor continues, despite the fact that the national vaccination plan is advancing, and even when co-responsibility has been our key to challenge the pandemic, we cannot let our guard down. Not even on a day like today, which is May the 10th, Mother's Day. You know what the measures are, what the sanitary measures are, so you know what to do, and that is what Governor Alfaro had to say. Of course, we know what the sanitary measures are, so there's no need to repeat them. Let me show you some of the charts that he shared yesterday afternoon. Here we see how general occupancy in hospitals is down to 7.3, and intensive care units is down to 12.5%. Here is the positivity of the official testing site, as I mentioned before. Here are the numbers for all the different regions in the state. This is where Puerto Vallarta is. We are down to 8.2%, a very low number, and this is good. Here we take a look at occupancy in public hospitals through time. It has been very slowly but steadily decreasing since the middle of April. Here is the number of active cases in the last 4 weeks throughout the state. There are 1,739 COVID cases in the state. The number again has been steadily decreasing ever so slightly, but it is going down. As far as people that are in hospitals, both public and private, again the number is continuing to dwindle down. At least it has for the last 4 weeks. Here is the percentage of occupancy of intensive care unit beds, which again, all these numbers have a very slow but very consistent decrease rate. And then this is the number of daily tests done on Radar Jalisco. Again, this one seems to be a little bit jumpy, but the numbers are looking good in general. And this is all good news. Of course, we know what we need to do to continue to be mindful of ourselves and our loved ones. We need to continue to safe distance, wear a face mask, and stay home unless we have to go places. Next on our headlines, there has been an atmospheric alert in effect in Puerto Vallarta since Saturday afternoon due to the forest fire from last week. The alert was issued by the Secretary of Environment and Territorial Development, or SEMADET. The fire is now under control, but presently there are still 66 firefighters working in the area to ensure that it will not restart. Since these do not happen frequently in Puerto Vallarta, here are some guidelines that you may want to keep in mind during these kinds of alerts. Decrease your outdoor activities, avoid exposure to contaminants, close doors and windows as much as you can. Maintain children, seniors, and people with pulmonary diseases indoors, and stay hydrated. Drink lots of liquid. This is extremely important. Of course, this is one of those sad days, not sad, but it is one of those days here in Puerto Vallarta in which the air is absolutely still. It's not moving at all. So it makes it very challenging to think about the idea of keeping doors and windows closed, but we will deal as best as we can with this situation. I also want to let you know that CEPAL, I don't see my image showing up, which is unfortunate. Let's see if we can refresh this browser. CEPAL is continuing its improvements in Colonia Emiliano Zapata, and now we learned that starting today, Lázaro Cárdenas Street will be closed to vehicular traffic until Wednesday. There are other improvements that are still going on around the city, particularly in El Centro, where CEPAL is working on Hidalgo Street between Guerrero and Iturbide, and also on Guerrero Street between Hidalgo and Matamoros. So it is nice to see that the city is actually trying to improve all these projects and maintain them current and so forth and so on before the rain season begins. I see a lot of repairs going on around the city. So hopefully all these repairs will be taken care of before it starts to rain. And speaking of rain, let's take a quick look at the weather forecast before we continue with the rest of the broadcast. That cloud looks like a very angry duck, says our weather forecast. I don't know what cloud is being considered, but I don't care either. What I care about is the fact that it is 28 degrees. It is warm. Feels like 31. Humidity is at 62%. Our temperature in Fahrenheit is 83 degrees, and our weather forecast for today calls for a mostly cloudy day through the day. High temperature of 31, low temperature of 24. Tomorrow, Tuesday, will be overcast through the day with a high temperature of 31 and a low temperature of 24. Wednesday, it will be partly cloudy with a high temperature of 32, low temperature of 23. It's getting warmer. What are we going to do? We're just going to deal with it because that's what we do every single year, I suppose. I want to continue with a couple of other news items before we start chatting. And this one has to do with hurricane season, which has not even officially started, and the first tropical storm already has formed. It has a name, and that name is Andres. It started yesterday, 6 days before the official start of the season, breaking a record for the first ever, the first early tropical storm uh, ever. There hasn't been a tropical storm that has formed this early. The good news is that it is a wimpy one. It is expected to fizzle out in the ocean by Wednesday. Here it is, and there is a little Banderas Bay, so it is nowhere in a place where it can touch us, and that's something that we can be happy about. But I'm sure that we'll get many more of these moving forward, as we usually do. I also wanted to tell you about this ecological park. What was once known as Cali Eco Park has now been rebranded as Xutla Ecological Park. The venue had been closed due to the pandemic and has just reopened with a brand new concept. This is an outdoor facility that is located, and I have a map. I want to show you where it is. It is located in Playa Grande. In Playa Grande, here's Puerto Vallarta. Let me close this. Here's our fair city. And here is the ecological reserve. You get to it through Playa Grande. You take this road, and then the road follows the river. And this is the Pitillal River until you get to this place. I have not been there for over 2 years. The last time I was there, though, I had a lovely time. It has a traditional Mexican type of restaurant. There are hiking trails. The river is right there, so you can go swimming if you want. They have canopy rides, which I didn't participate in because I just didn't. We were there to swim in the river and enjoy the food, which was quite delightful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share their Facebook page in case you want to consider this as a day trip. In that regard, if you live here and have a vehicle, let me tell you, sometimes the ocean here in Puerto Vallarta or swimming in the ocean is overrated. I personally find that swimming upriver can be just as refreshing. Yesterday, I was upriver with some friends up the Quale at our usual watering spot, and it was nice to see a lot of people enjoying the river, even though the water is very, very low. But these places are a lot of fun. Even if you don't want to participate in the canopy and some of the activities that they have, you can enjoy the restaurants, you can enjoy the swimming, and just have a general good time. And speaking of a good time, we wrap up our formal broadcast now, and we continue on just saying hello to everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Rita. It's great to see you. Pat thinks it's a beautiful morning. I think it's a beautiful morning. It's just really hazy out there. I wish it wasn't so hazy. Thank you for those good wishes. I consider myself a Mexican mother, so I will consider myself congratulated. Thank you, Sheila, very much. Let's see. Doug says, Happy Mother's Day from Cincinnati. Great to see you. Lots of great wishes for mothers. I love it. I love it. Christy says hello from San Mateo. Great to see you as always. As always, of course, if you have any important questions, please add a Q to your question or comment so we make sure that we don't miss it. I'm scrolling through each and every one of your comments right now. Gary is leaving. Wah, wah, wah. That is so bad. Do I have a leaving sound? I think I do. There you go. Here's a leaving sound. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Gary is leaving. There you go. Gary, I'm glad that you had a good time here. And I am sure that you will enjoy your trip back in August. Some of my Canadian friends are leaving too, and I'm really bummed out about that. And hearing them talk about all the adventures that they have to go through to re-enter Canada is it's exhausting just to hear everything that one wants to do. So my heart goes out to anyone that is going back to Canada for business or pleasure or wanting or having to go back. Doesn't sound like fun at all. Earl is checking in from Quintana Roo. That's wonderful. Let's see. Congratulations, Robert. Fully vaccinated. I think that is absolutely wonderful. Now I just need a flight, and they really are going up. I think you must refer to the prices. I don't know what the prices of airfares are right now, but I certainly hope you'll be able to come back to Puerto Vallarta sometime soon. Um, Praying tropical storm Andres brings some rain to help with the air quality. I don't think it quite will reach us, unfortunately, Lynn. I don't think we're going to see rain quite yet, but I think we are going to uh, be expecting rain sometime in the near future. Christy asks, "How are the horses?" The horses are doing okay. Karen asks, "How are the horses?" I will give you a horse update because there was a slight change going on in the way we are going to continue to support the horses. And I can speak for Logan. Logan, if you're around, please chime in. Logan committed to help the horses at 5,000 pesos a month over a year ago. That initial commitment went on through the first summer of the pandemic, and then we just continued doing it, and we will continue to support the horses up in El Jorullo. However, we will no longer promise a 5,000 amount each month. Why is that? Well, Logan feels as though he's done his share of contribution and things are going much better for the horseback tour community. So it's not as though the money is that essential. It continues to be essential to help, but not with a specific amount. So in short, is we will continue to mention the horses here. We will continue to invite you to help us keep the horses in good shape, but not with a specific monetary amount. And that's where we are with the horses. But we petted them, we pet them, we petted them. We pet the horses. I didn't ride the horses because I'm not much of a horse rider, but it was a fun time. Our friends that went riding came back and joined us at the restaurant. We had a lot of tequila, and we drank a lot of water, which is what we should do. And that is pretty much my horse update. Um, let's see what else we have. Dee da dee da da. Do you know what is being built behind Plaza Marina in the Marina? I don't know. Wait, Plaza Marina in the Marina. Literally, oh yeah, there's a lot there. I would imagine it's got to be another condo development, but I haven't been in that neck of the woods in quite some time. But I'm equally curious about the piece of land that it's right next to the Sheraton Hotel here in the hotel zone, where everything's been cleared and we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Um, Oh, my niece Robin has been certified to be a diver, and she's asking if there are great places to go snorkeling here and scuba diving. Yes, there are. There's a couple of places. I'll be happy to connect with you privately so that I can tell you what's going on. Te quiero mucho, sobrina. Mwah! Chaca, chaca. Every time there's an earthquake in Mexico City, this is a little bit of a family anecdotal thing. There used to be this commercial for uh, 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 washing machine detergent called Ariel, and the commercial used to do this. The announcer, in old fashioned um, washing machines, they had the central thing that spins one way and then the other. And the commercial used to go, "This is the chaca chaca," and this is where the detergent does its thing. So whenever there's an earthquake, either here in Puerto Vallarta, which happened very unfrequently, or in Mexico City, my niece Robin and I always sent a message to each other saying "chaca chaca" with question mark, and that means, was it really bad? And we just acknowledge each other that way. And that is my funny family anecdote for today. And let's see what else we see going on here. Um, Kathleen volunteered at Sula Dog Rescue near Ixtapa last weekend. You can help walk the dogs, run them through an agility course, and of course, donate money. They have a lot of grounds and a river the dogs can play in. That sounds like a lot of fun, Kathleen. I'm glad you had a good time. I know that the loss of your pets has been difficult, and I'm sure that this is going to help you heal, or at least I hope it will continue to help you heal. Logan chimes in on the horses. Logan, I hope I expressed the project um, update properly. The horses are doing great. Thankfully, tourism has returned, and so they're keeping much busier, getting almost daily workouts, and eating plenty. This is all really good news. And this is how we begin our week. Again, we are expecting to hear news about vaccination for folks between 50 and 59 any day now. So if you are in that age range, keep your ears and eyes open to updates. Needless to say, here at Coffee and Headlines, we will update as soon as we have important news. And of course, we're also hoping for rain any time now because it's getting warm and it's getting humid, and just going out to the mountains, you can see that Mother Nature is ready for a little bit of water. And that, my friends, is what we have to share today. I hope you've had a good coffee and headlines this morning. Mine has been a little raspy again because of all the smoke and the allergies and this, that, and the other. But I'm looking forward to a great week with lots of work, lots of projects, lots of activities. Today, I'm going to go do the taco thing for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Taco Tuesday, as always. And then on Wednesday, as always, we'll have Walking Wednesday. We still don't know where we'll go, but I'll think of something super exciting. So, stay kind, stay happy, stay connected, stay safe and healthy. Keep your eyes open if you are now in the age range for vaccines. Hopefully, we'll all get pricked sometime in the near future. And last but not least, please stay in touch. Have a great day. Have a great beginning of the week. And if you're a mom out there, Feliz Dia de las Madres. Happy Mother's Day.